And that's why we have teamed it reset and refocus, preparing stronger for the next Ican diet. Yeah, this is the time to reset and refocus. And yeah, there are various reasons many of you might have not taken the exams. Some of you feel that you were not well prepared. Some of you feel like um, the exam is hard. Some of you think like if you take the exams that you might fail the exam. Some of you, maybe a few of you, financial problems also. Yeah, we've gotten all the feedback from you guys, and we are keen on helping you um, overcome some of these challenges and help you. You know, some of you will say, I've taken this exam, I failed it twice, I'm scared, maybe even more than 2 times. You know, I know we know these stories and everything. So we are here to listen to you. Some of you say I don't have time to prepare for the exam. My work takes lots of my time. Also, yeah, I mean, we created IoT for busy professionals. So if you go and check on our YouTube channel and you look at the video I did where I was introducing Ican Online Tutors, you will find out that we created it for specifically for busy professionals. Now, how you strategize is we don't just leave you to strategize. We tell you some of the things you should do as a busy professional, and this has worked for many of our previous students who are now chartered accountants. And this is so number one, you need to change that mindset and say, oh, I don't have time. Nobody has time. We're all busy. I will tell you, we are all busy. But the way you strategize is left to you. And we always tell you every time, we always say this every time. If you go and check our previous open day videos, our previous end of sensitization events, you would find this. But I will now hand over to the host of this event, who is our programs coordinator at IoT, a person of Rachel SA. So Rachel, over to you.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm sure you've all heard from the CEO and founder of IoT Academy. We all know the reason why we are here. So I would like to, first of all, appreciate every single person for joining today's program, because missing a diet can feel disappointing, but the fact that I can dream. So we'll proceed with the first program on our agenda, which is mindset and motivation session. It's okay to pause, but not to quit. This session will be handled by our CEO, Mr. Ridwan Teslim Layeni. We also have questions from our end that will be asking him. And I believe every single person here also have questions. You're wondering, okay, what exactly did I do wrong? Why did I not pass this exam? So let's hand over to him. Sir, we
Thank you
have
so
a few
much.
questions for you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you so
Yeah, but
much. I
first of
mean,
all, we'd like you to take
you
over
said what?
before we proceed with our questions.
You said what?
So we'd like you to proceed with your session before we go ahead with our questions.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much, SA, for that. Thank you so much, Rachel, for that. I mean, I already started even before, and I'm sorry about that because you should have
Yes,
taken.
sir.
So, and yes, I mentioned something when I started. I said something about mindset. Welcome, Mr. That it's good to see you. So I mentioned something about mindset. Mindset is very, very important. And I will tell you, it's also very important in passing ICANN exams. And I've at some point when I was taking my Ican exams, and I've had this wrong mindset towards a course. In fact, not just one, I think two courses. And believe me, I chop the cane in those exams I took. I went for that. I had wrong mindset towards those exams. Passing Ican exam starts from the mind. I will tell you, it depends heavily on the mindset you have developed for yourself. So I will share my experience. For those of you that follow me on LinkedIn, you must have maybe seen the post or so where I said I'm going to share that my experience. So I started from ATS. For those that don't know, I also started when I was in the university. I started from ATS. ATS 1, I passed once. ATS 2, I failed public sector accounting, which then we used to call it GA, government accounting. And I mean, I shouldn't have failed that exam, to be honest. But somehow, somewhere just before the exam, I became destabilized. I became disturbed. I went into that exam. I failed that exam. I felt very bad because this was the first time of failing an exam in my life. But of course, I didn't let it weigh me down for too much. Of course, I was for some weeks, I couldn't even get myself because, like I said, when you taste failure for the first time, it takes a chunk out of you. But I mean, I got ready for the next diet. I passed that exam. I got to ATS3, and this is now what I want you to know about mindset now, because mainly your exams will be your courses will be divided mainly into two. It's either it is theory or it is calculation. Well, maybe for a few courses, it's a combination. It's like a balance between theory and calculation. But I've always been this kind of person that I love calculations so much. You understand? Because calculation, you are working towards a definite solution. You understand? So you know when you are wrong or when you are not wrong. And even if you are wrong, sometimes the process is being marked. So it's not dependent on your final answer. They look at the procedure you have followed. Have you followed the right procedure? Maybe you made mistake in between. You can lose some marks. But overall, you will still get some marks, even if you don't get the final marks. So naturally, I've always, even in my secondary school, I've always loved courses like mathematics, further maths, any course that has to do with calculation. I've always loved them. So ATS3, we have cost accounting, we have audits, we have I think management. I can't remember the last one now. I can't remember the last one. You said what?
Principle of management.
Yeah, management. I've mentioned management. So principle of management, audit, audit and assurance,
and cost accounting.
Cost accounting, and which one?
No, those are the four.
Yeah, cost accounting, principle of management, audit and assurance. What's the last one?
Tax.
Tax, yes. Thank you. Tax. Thank you. So tax was not an issue for me because it's calculation, and I even loved tax. I love tax, the way tax was. So tax wasn't an issue for me. Cost accounting wasn't an issue for me. Also calculation. Even though cost accounting used to give so many people trouble. Audit and assurance was a bit of a trouble because it was now theory, but I managed to maneuver audit and assurance. But management was now the problem. And this was because I had that mindset that, oh, I don't like theory courses. Oh, this thing. Whether I like it or not, Ican is not going to consider that. Ican will still say their question, and if you don't do very well in those questions, if you don't answer the questions the way you should answer, Ican will gladly fail you. So I hated something, but I needed it. I needed to pass that course to proceed. I needed that course to proceed to another level so that I mean, at the end of the day, I'll become a chartered accountant. But this is me having that mindset that I don't like this course, I don't like this course, I don't like this course. And management was really a very interesting course, to be honest. The only thing is that I didn't like theory courses. So I wrote management the first time, I failed it. Now I came back, I was still having that same mindset of saying, I don't like that course, I don't like that course, I don't like that course. I wrote it the second time, I failed it again. I already passed the remaining 3 papers at my first attempt, so just management. Then the third time, I had to sit down and talk to myself and say, if I continue with this mindset, I'm not going to leave this level. I know I don't like theory courses, but now I must like it. In fact, I loved management on my third attempt. So because I had no option. So I had to change my mindset completely and say, I must love this course. So what I did differently this time around was that, okay, I didn't like the fact that the course was a bit voluminous. So I took like a note, I took like a small notebook and I started summarizing the course. So I would read it, then I would summarize it in a way that once I just read a few words from that thing, immediately I can pick up and write like anything about it. So I had to change what? My mindset towards theory courses. I had to change my mindset towards that exam, towards that course. Like, I'm going to take this course, I'm going to love it. I started enjoying reading it. I remember that time we had a book called A.A. Lawal, a very good textbook. Was it A.A. Lawal? Yeah, I think it was A.A. Lawal, if I'm not wrong. I think it was a very good textbook for management then. I summarized everything, practiced enough questions. I went into the exam and it was just like, but look at that. That mindset alone cost me, it didn't just cost me time, it cost me sleepless night, it cost me money, which I can't buy back. I can't gain that time back. And as the CEO of Ican Online Tutors, I still get this kind of messages from students. I still talk to students one-on-one when I have the time. Students still message me, and I can still see this mindset in students saying, oh, I don't like this course. No, you must like it. Every course you are doing, you must like it. You must change that mindset today that, I love this course. Hey, this one, I love. There's no course that is hard. So it's when you love it, you will know that this course is not hard. So you must change that mindset from having that kind of mindset that, oh, I don't like this course. It's too hard. It's too difficult. I don't like theory courses. I don't like calculation courses. Oh my, no. Forget it. It's going to be an obstacle towards achieving your goals. And you don't want that. Nigeria is hard now. Nigeria is very good now. Don't let me say it's hard. Things are very soft in Nigeria now. But I know you guys understand what I'm saying. You can't afford to keep pumping money into doing these exams like that. Going beyond discussing whether you love this course or you hate this course or not. I would also like to talk about those of us that are working and we say, oh, my work takes a lot of my time. Oh, I don't have the time. I have children to take care of. No, you must also change that mindset also. That is a wrong mindset. Once you start giving your excuse, well, once you start giving yourself an excuse or excuses before your exams, the tendency that you will fail that exam is higher because you're already giving yourself that excuse that, oh, I don't have that time. And my children are taking my time. I have so much commitment. My work is taking up my time. No, 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 no. You are creating an obstacle for yourself. Nobody has time. Get that. We've seen people at IoT that had 5 children. They had work that made them leave their homes as early as 5 a.m. in the morning and they won't come back until night. We've had people work in banks in Lagos. You know what it means to work in a bank in Lagos. I mean, I feel like the traffic in Lagos is not even that much again. I mean, the last time, the few times I've gone out recently, I've noticed that the traffic is not that much because I remember that I used to spend 2, 3, and even sometimes 4 hours in traffic. But a lot of things has now changed. But now you must change that mindset of you telling yourself that, oh, my work is taking a lot of my time. I work Monday to Saturday. Change that mindset. Yes, you are busy, no doubt. So that's why I'm saying go and watch the video I did about IoT on YouTube. Once you go to our YouTube channel, just type Ican online tutors at the search bar. Go and watch that video. I said we built IoT. What the problem we're trying to solve is for busy professionals. So the solution is for you. Now, how you strategize, we will still tell you how to strategize to make use of the platform to prepare for your exams despite your busy schedule. So the thing is that some of you want to say, I want to study, I need 3 hours. No, no, no. Where are you going to get 3 hours from to sit down and study? You might not have that time. To be honest, you might not. Some of you might not have that time. I know how hectic it is to work in the professional, in the corporate scene in Lagos, where you have some of you have to leave. Some of you stay in Ikorodu, and you have to leave your home as early as 4, 5 a.m. in the morning, and you won't be back until 8 p.m., 9 p.m., even sometimes 10 p.m. I know how it could be, and this is why you should follow what we tell you. Number one, we've created a platform for you. It can be accessed on any internet device, whether laptop, whether desktop, whether mobile app. So which means you can study on the go. So for example, you wake up in the morning, you are going to work. Let's assume you are the one that leaves home very early, 5 a.m. in the morning. You've downloaded the Ican Online Tutors mobile app. It's on your phone. If you don't drive, good for you. You are going to board a bus. Once you get into the bus, probably your journey time is about 1 hour, 1.5 hours, or 2 hours to your place of work. Don't bother chatting with anybody, even if it's your staff boss. That your best friend, that your office buddy. I mean, what do you guys call it? Office bestie. Ignore your office bestie. Oh. Ignore your office bestie because it's possible your office bestie is not doing ICANN. And even if he or she is doing ICANN, Is probably not having the kind of responsibility you're having, whether at work or at home. And that person might be able to grab things faster than you. So you don't want to go into the staff bus and you're adjusting with your office bestie. So it's time for you to study once you get into that bus, because you're not the one driving, so you don't have to keep your eyes on the road. So keep your eyes on the phone. Open the Ican online tutors app. Choose a lesson. You say no, that you will not be able to do calculation. Okay, don't do calculation. Look for a theory topic. Watch it. Listen to it. That 1 hour, 1.5 hours, 2 hours that you will spend on the road, you will have covered more than you even think you will be able to cover. That is progress. It's little. To you, it might look little. But the thing is that you don't have to wait until Saturday and Sunday. So 1 hour on the road, 1.5 hours on the road, 2 hours on the road. By the time you multiply it by 5 days in a week, you've been able to accomplish 10 hours of study. That is progress. Now, if you are the one driving, what should you do? Okay, you say I'm the one driving. I can't put my face on the screen. Okay, fine. There are theory courses, there are theory topics. No doubt. Please, let's stay muted, please. I hope I've not exhausted. I think I'm exhausting my time already, so I will just speed up. So there are theory courses. Connect it to your Bluetooth. If you are there with your other colleagues or other people in your car, use a headphone to cover your ears. Don't listen to the gist. Don't talk about Nigeria. Forget Nigeria about now. The problem in Nigeria will never finish. The global problem will never finish. Forget Tinubu for 1 second. Focus on this achievement. So listen while you are driving. Also listen to the theory topics. You'll be able to grab. You are driving, you are paying attention on the road, and also listening to something. You'll be able to grab something, no doubt. That 1 hour break, also, or 30 minutes break. For those of you, I know some work, you might not even get that 1 hour or 30 minutes break. No. But I know in some workplaces you will get it. That 1 hour break, 30 minutes break that they will give you your office. Usually it's 1 hour anyway. You can split it into 2. Use 30 minutes to do whatever you want to do. Maybe some of us want to eat. Some of us we want to go and pray. For those of us that are Muslims, do that within 30 minutes. The remaining 30 minutes is another time to study again. So look for another, maybe if you did not finish the video you were watching while transiting to work, try and complete it. If you are taking on a new topic, try and take up on a new topic. That 30 minutes too adds up. Add it to that 1 hour or that 1 hour 30 minutes while you are in transit. That's already 2 hours for that day. You are going back from work, you are going home again. You are going to be spending another 1 hour to 2 hours on the road. It's not another time to start gisting with your office bestie or your colleagues on what happened in the office. It's another time to study. When you reach chartered, when you become qualified, you have all the time to gist with them. So before you know it, 1 hour here, 30 minutes here, another 1 hour here. Before you know it, you've studied for 2 to 3 hours for that day. By the time you do that for 5 days, you've covered 10 to 15 hours of study time. That is it. And this strategy has worked for many of our students. And I know it will work for you. So for those of you that maybe you feel whatever I've said hasn't covered your specific challenge or problem, please feel free. I will now take some questions.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for that insightful session. I actually had some questions here for you, but as you went on and on about your experiences, the truth is you've answered most of the questions here. So thank you, sir. And just like Mr. Ridwan said, the first thing is that you need to love that course. There's no way you can succeed in anything unless your heart is there. So you must first of all love that course. So I don't know if there's anyone here with a question. You can raise your hands if you have any question. Maybe based on your experiences, there's something you would like to ask.
Yeah,
Please
feel
raise
free
your
to raise
hand.
your hands. And if you are shy about it, you can also put the question in the chat box.
The chat box, yes, we'll attend to it.
We'll be happy to.
Okay. I have a question.
Yeah,
Okay,
but please let's make it orderly. So always raise your hand before you ask a question. Okay. Yes.
All right.
Please.
Well, can I go ahead now?
Yeah, just go ahead. This is Ajose, I guess.
Yes, my name is Ajose. The question
Okay,
I have is you can see that advanced tax or tax generally is very hectic to pass now, because every year, every month they come out with different laws. So, and right now we have NT or ITA, if I'm correct, Nigerian No Tax Act, yes, that comes with different reforms and different changes. So, and it's kind of a bit of challenges now to, what you have been reading, for some of you that have been preparing a little bit before, want to prepare for this, finally prepare for this November diet, now things have changed again. So I don't know how your firm is prepared, like maybe they've kind of compile some notes on that, so that at least by the time we start lectures ahead, we can have something to start reading before I can come out with their Ican pack, because most time when they come out with the Ican pack, it's always late, maybe like 2 months too, and you may not be able to cover whatever they brought as in come up with. So I don't know what your firm will be doing or what they plan to do to make sure before Ican comes out with their pack, we have something to fall on and read for that time. That's my question. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. That's a very valid question. Yeah, I mean, and I think the trend has been there since the time of President Buhari, when we've been having changes in the Finance Act, and now to the regime of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, now that we're having changes in the law. So I will say some things, and I will allow Mr. Abdulwasi Yanda also to add to whatever I've said. So firstly, when there are changes in tax laws or in any other law, for example, that could have an impact on the way we see tax in the country. So firstly is that ICANN is not going to test it until after 6 months of implementation. So if it hasn't been implemented, forget it. ICANN is not going to test it. If it comes into effect, is until after 6 months that ICANN is going to test it in your exams. So know this, number one. Number two is that yes, our tutors will update you. So this is why we always say for a course like tax, we always advise you to go for you can go for any of the plans, but we always advise you to enroll for a course like tax, because this changes, your tutors will discuss it also in the class and tell you that these are the new changes. Number three is that one thing you have to be very careful is that ICANN can still try to trick you also. Yes, and this is the way they will trick you. The dates they will use for those questions, you have to be very careful. So they can bring this, we are in 2026, but they can give you a question of 2023. Please mute yourself. So they can give you a question of 2020. They can give you a question of 2023, for example. So you don't expect to use the recent tax law for a question like that. You understand? So you have to be very careful. You have to look at the date and everything. So I will allow Mr. Yonda to say something about this.
Okay, thanks so much, Mr. Ridon, and thank you everyone for joining us. So just like what Mr. Ridon has made mention of, when there's a word, there's a changes in the word in the law. So it will take words. So let's say, for example, now by 2027 now, there's going to be some new accounting standards. So let me even come from another angle that will be implemented. So just like, for example, now we have in IFRS 18. So that will not be what. So the standard is kicking off on the 1st of January 2027. So before, let's say, for example, now, someone that is listening to us now, you are at foundation level. So meaning now that what by next diet now, which is what now, on November, you'll be writing what skills level. And let's say by God grace now, you pass all the 6 paper. So meaning now that what by 2027 May diet now, you'll be at the professional level. So despite that, what now, the new standard is in effect as of what January 2027 now, it will not be what, because this 6 months has not been implemented. So because you are writing May, so 6 months will be what, it will be in June. So whenever a new law kick off, it will be what, after 6 months before the examiner can test question on it. So that is the word first part, and which also align with what my boss also made mention of. And regarding the second one as well, which is what Mr. Ridon also made mention of, is you, as a student as well, in some professional body, what they usually do is they usually release article. So let's say, for example, let's say like SEMA or ACCA, they usually release article whenever a new law, because most of the time they don't usually change their syllabus like that. So, but when maybe a new information kit, so they will just release article. And when the examiner of such body release article, by the time you go for that exam, they will test it. But each of the professional body is different, and which I'm very, very familiar with that of Ican. So it's after 6 months. And just like I'm also a lecturer in IoT, the note is updated. And that one of the things I usually ask my student also is, you may be hearing it about it because maybe some of us, you work in finance and the new tax effect, you have already taken into consideration of your payroll or some of those things. So what you have in the real life now, it may be a little bit different from what you in the exam, because in the real life, the effect is already take effect on your calculation of the payroll, your gross pay, or whatever the tax computation is. But from the exam, it will be afterwards 6 months. And the notes are always updated as well. So Mr. Jones, just be mindful of that. It's up to date and it will be after 6 months. So let's say, for example, now by the time IFRS 18 is live, maybe some of us, you still be writing it here, then it will probably be tested in November 2027. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So if I understand it correctly, by the time we start, by the time you people start lecture by hopefully maybe by June ending or 4th of July, presumably we will start having notes to read and updated notes to read for the exam, right?
Sure. That's it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Ridwan. Thank you, Mr. Yanda. Is there any other question? Yes, Sahid. Yeah, kindly unmute your mic and go ahead with your question.
Sahid Adeogun.
Hello, Sahid, can you hear us?
Yeah, yes, I can hear you. Good morning.
Okay.
Good morning, ma. Can you hear me, ma?
Yes,
Thank you for the platform, ma. Thank you for the platform, ma. My question has to do, because I'm the first timer, I'm planning to write this commit diet. But considering the voluminous of the pack, so I'm thinking of writing 3 papers, probably write the 2 papers later. So I just want you to advise me on which courses I can marry together to make that 3, so that I can easily pass it, considering the time schedule that is not sufficient for me. Thank you.
Okay,
Hello?
Mr. Said, what level are you writing?
Skill level.
Skills level. Okay. You have, how many papers do you have to write at skills level?
5.
Okay, 5 papers to write at skills level.
Yes.
Okay, so you want, how many papers you want to take this diet?
I want to take 3, so I don't
You
know
want to
which
take
one to
3? Okay. Okay, I don't know which one to take. Okay, I think my boss here, Mr. Yoda, is in, but I will offer my own advice also anyway. So at skills level, I guess you are talking about FR, FM,
Yes.
tax, audit, and PSAF.
Yes.
Okay. For me, I would advise you take. Okay, I didn't include PMO. No, PM. I don't. Are you taking audit? I'm not sure you'll be taking audit.
No, audit is not included.
Audit is not included. So it's PM, FM, PSAF, tax,
Yes.
and which one did I miss now? Okay. Number 1, take tax. I would advise you take tax. Secondly, I will advise you take FR, which is financial reporting. And thirdly, I will advise you take FM.
Okay.
Yeah, so FR, FM, and tax. But I would ask Mr. Yoda also to contribute to that.
Okay, thank you. Thanks so much, Mr. Rita. So I think I align with you. At least the first one, take what FR, you take your financial management and tax. So because if it just like what Mr. Rita mentioned, there are some topics that are very related, especially on financial management, that you still have it in what in tax. I'll be sorry that you still have it with what in performance management. So like for example, now in performance management, you have working capital. And also in what in performance management as well, there are some aspect of what of working capital that is also there. So by the time you have the previous knowledge of one area, then you can also use it to apply it in what in performance management. So taking the performance management after some of these 3 is usually good. And so I think that would be good, Mr. Syed, and I pray you pass it. So tax, maybe FR and what financial management.
Okay. Thank you for the advice. Thank you.
Welcome, sir.
Okay, so we'll be moving on to the next session before we take more questions. Thank you, Mr. Lioni. Thank you, Mr. Yanda, for that insightful session. I don't know if Mr. Riom is here. Okay, so we'll skip Mr. Oriomi's session pending when he joins us, and we'll be moving on to the next session, my Ican journey from struggle to success. This session will be handled by our very own amazing tutor, Mr. Asodik. I don't know if he's here on the call. Hello, Mr. Asodik, are you here?
I think you can move to Mr. Yanda's session since he is here.
Okay, Mr. Yanda, welcome.
Try and get in touch with Mr. Riyami and Mr. Sodiq.
Yes, I will. So, Mr. Yanda, your session is titled How to Bounce Back Stronger in the Next Diet. So as these our students who joined today's program are preparing for the next diet, which is November, and for those who are currently registered with us are planning to start their classes in July, what are the ways you think they can come back better and stronger compared to their performance the previous diet?
Okay, thanks so much, and thank you everyone once again for joining us all. So it's a very interesting word. It's a very interesting topic. And when I saw the flyer, I was like, why are you giving this out to me? So, but that's fine. So how to bounce back? So one thing which I'm also going to start from what my previous words. boss has made mention of, Mr. Ridwan. In his word, in his remark, the first point he make mention of regarding what mindset. So mindset in terms of, let's say, for example, you attempted this word, the previous diet, which is May, and you're trying to go for the word for the next one. Let's say you have some reference in the previous diet, because that's just what this particular topic that was assigned, how to bounce back. So if you're going for November now, one thing that I want you to do is to have that mindset that you are not going to write this paper anymore. That is one. So I'm still trying to work now to fall back to the first point that some of us we are all aware of, which is what now, the mindset. The mindset in terms of what, oh, if I have reference, or maybe you didn't attempt it in May 2026 diet, and you're going for the word for the next one now, which is what, November. And it's a very word, to me, I usually see November as a very interesting word, diet. Interesting in terms of word. It's the end of the year. And there's a lot of events before your result is being released. At least the result is usually even before Christmas. So have that mindset that, okay, before Boxing Day, before what now, Christmas, the 25th, I won't write this paper anymore. So, and if you look at it very well, you know, there are some certain events that will trigger your mindset very well. Like, for example, now, oh, I know that, oh, it is toward the end of the year. In the next world, maybe in 2 weeks' time, we are going to be in what? In 2027. So towards that end of the year, you know that there's a lot. And maybe you have some new resolution for the coming year. So that you're able to also drive you more. That, oh, let me just finish this thing in this particular year. I don't want to write it in the next diet anymore. And you know that the next diet now is what? Is a new year. So have that mindset. That's the first thing. The mindset that, okay, well, if I'm writing this particular paper, I'm not going to write it anymore. Now, you know, if I say mindset now, it's generic. Generic in terms of what? There's no any student that will feel like, okay, well, I want to fail. We all have the mindset that you want to do what now? Everybody wants to pass. So once you have the mindset, the second thing that will also work for you to bounce back is to have that confidence. You need to believe in yourself, because you can have the mindset that, oh, I want to pass, but you really have the belief. So believe in terms of what? You can have some series of challenges along the way, but you still need to have that you still need to have that belief that, okay, oh, no matter what, I'm going to pass it. You are going to attempt this particular subject, and you are going to pass it. So even along the way, maybe the preparation is not 100%, but have that confidence that no matter what, you will pass it. And let me use myself as an example. You know, I was opportunity to during my undergraduate. That is when I qualified. And my 300 level was very, very difficult. I don't know, maybe some of us, how you find your 300 level, because I see my 300 level as like SS2. And my SS2, I can remember, my SS2 was very difficult because same thing to my 300 level as well, but I still passed through it. So, and in my 300 level, I think I was in the professional level then. So the challenges of school, the challenges of also doing Ican. But I have the mindset. Anytime I'm going to any exam, I have the confidence that, okay, even though I'm not prepared, I'll still pass it. And there was a time, this one was not even an Ican. I was doing one particular subject in 300 level then. We call it QA, it's quantitative. maybe some of us that you study accounting, you can remember it. So I was not really worried. And that particular topic, I remember it. We call it transportation model. So that transportation, I don't really like that topic. And we have some words, we have some tests in school. And he's a very good lecturer that was taking me. So everybody was basically focusing on what? On calculation. Okay, well, I just got, and there are some people that already were sitting at my back that, oh, Wasu, we are with you. Okay, no problem. So, you know, when you have some people depending on you, that will really give you what more driving force for you. You have to prepare. And the lecturer just asks the assumption of what EOQ. What I'm saying now is the exam, that particular test was not based on calculation. That particular test was just based on what is assumption of EOQ and its theory. So just give us 5 assumptions of EOQ and the lecturer just asks us to submit. And I can remember the assumption of EOQ even for my ATS because I come from ATS to Ican. So what am I trying to say is my mindset is that even despite that there are some calculation like transportation model, all those one, decision theory, like I'm not really convenient with during that time. But I have the mindset that as I'm going to pass it. So I was lucky enough as well that it's something that I can even I have been taught for like maybe 1 year ago that the lecturer asked. So the first point I'm referring to now, the mindset that you're going for it, you pass it. Then the second one is for you to bounce back, you need to have confidence. The confidence is that, okay, despite that, my preparation is not 100%, and I have some people depending on me as well. You still need to have that confidence. You need to go to that exam more like, okay, you are 100% prepared. That is true. And the third one, for you to bounce back, from my own point of view, you also need to do some work. You also, let me call it a process mapping and gap analysis. A process mapping and gap analysis whereby you need to look at, okay, well, let's say, for example, now, you attempted this particular subject during the last diet. But ask yourself, let's say, for example, now, let's say someone that you have reference, you didn't pass it. Process mapping and gap analysis is like, you also need to be honest with yourself. Where exactly do you feel the deficiency is what is coming from? You know, if you want to improve something, the first thing we have to do is we need to know where exactly is the problem coming from. Just like, for example, now some of us, you work in finance. Let's say, for example, your month end, your SOP is saying that, the month end must be you must complete the month end within 5 working days. That's what your SOP is saying. That the month end, you should complete that month end. Okay, this is what now? We are in June now. So meaning that after May now, within 5 working days of June, you must present the May financial report to your management. That is what your month end, that's what your policy is saying. So let's say, for example, now we have some gap in terms of what? The month, the SOP is saying what now? 5 working days. But on average now, it's taking us what? Let's say 2 extra working days. So meaning that it's taking us 7 working days for you to close your book for the month of For the month of May. So the first thing that we need to do now is we need to identify where exactly is the problem coming from. Which is what now? There's extra 2 working days now. So where? So let's say some of us now that maybe you work in financial reporting, maybe the problem why this organization was not able to comply with the 5 working days is as a result of delay in the reconciliation process. So meaning now that if the reconciliation is not complete, then let's say, for example, now you work in the financial reporting team, you know that you can't start because your ledger is not being updated. So what am I saying in essence? You need to also sit down and look at, okay, where are some of the mistakes that you have done in the past? And when you are going for the words for the next time now, you don't want to repeat that. So apart from you having a strong mindset, apart from you having the confidence, let's say you have attempted it before. One thing that I also want you to do in order for you to bounce back effectively is for you to do that word process mapping. Where exactly is the problem coming from? What area do you need to improve on? Like, for example, now let me still go back. Well, I'm saying now that, I don't like transportation. Let's not say, for example, now, my lecturer said that particular question on transportation now, and I did not perform very well. So maybe I have to now retake that particular subject. You know, nobody needs to say that, oh, Washim, oh, maybe it's what, maybe it's one village people or something. No, for example, now, I need to be what? I need to be honest.
Sorry, I think it's my system. Please, can you guys hear me? Sorry, I'm using another system. Rachel, Mr. Ridwan. I don't know what happened to my personal system.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, nice. So what I'm saying now is
but you're frozen anyways.
Oh yes, I don't know what happened. I'm using two systems, so my personal system just went off, so I'm using my office one. So let's just go.
Okay.
So the first one is what?
I still hear
The
you.
first
Go
one.
ahead.
All right, so no problem. Thank you, everyone. So the first one is mindset. The second one that I make mention is what? Is the confidence. And the third one is for you to bounce back. Is you need to identify where exactly is the problem coming from. Or maybe, for example, now there are some certain topic that you are not really confident of during the last diet or when you attempt that particular subject. So you need to know that, okay, for me to bounce back effectively now, I need to know this particular word, because you don't want to repeat the mistake of what you have done in the past. So just like, for example, now, let's say you are going through the past question, the Pathfinder. You will see something called examiner comment. If you go through the Pathfinder, you see something called examiner comment. So that examiner comment will show, examiner comment is going to say something like, okay, the numbers of words, the numbers of students that attempted that particular subject, what is the pass mark? Just like, what is the general review regarding that particular question? And just like, for example, now, give me some few seconds. Let me just show you guys what I'm saying. And hold on, I think I should be able to share my screen. So this is what I'm saying. So look at this examiner report now. So you can see the examiner report is saying that, oh, this question is on this particular topic. So if there are some significant word, look at this. They say the common pitfall. I hope everybody can see my screen, please.
Yes, we
Rachel.
can. We can see your screen.
So this is what I'm saying now. You can see the word now. Examiner is also doing some gap analysis for you by saying that the common pitfall of the candidate were inability to correctly prepare the group, inability to correctly apply the translation of foreign currency. You can see the mistake. Look at the word. Another point is inability to make necessary adjustment relating to this particular area, which is goodwill, relating to what now? To retain any. So now that, okay, for example, now you need to be honest with yourself. Am I part of people that make that mistake? So for me to be able to bounce back word now effectively, you must know the word, the areas of your word, the areas of the mistake. For us to be able to word now, if you remember the example that I used previously, because my work is not really accounting anymore, so it's more of process. So if our month end is what is 5 working days, but you guys did not comply with that 5 working days, so there's a gap. So for me to be able to eliminate that gap now, we must know where exactly is the problem coming from. That is another point. And for you to bounce backwards effectively, I'll also relate it to the first point. The first point in terms of what? When you are learning, you need to learn as if you are going to use it. So don't read it, or maybe don't see this particular exam that you are preparing for as what? As no, let me just do it. Or let me just have the certificate. Okay, that's fine. I also want for you to bounce back effectively, you also need to change your mindset towards that particular exam. See it as if you are going to you will use it. You will use it one way or the other. You may not necessarily work in let's say you are not in finance, maybe your area of work, because I am a little bit popular in foundation level. The majority of my students, I have lawyers, I have engineer. So some of them, you are not really in finance, like the core finance, but you have to have that mindset in terms of what you want to do. What now? You will apply it one way or the other. And I was taking one subject one day. I think it was during the last diet. It's part of management accounting. And one of my students asked me, we are taking variance. And one of my students asked me that, oh, Wasu, is this thing real? So that was the question. It was like, is it real? And I was like, it's real. And I showed him some of the words, because in my previous job, I was working as a management reporting lead. So I was preparing dashboard, management account to some of the director. So that was what I was doing. And what am I trying to say in essence is, the mindset is that when you are learning it, you will learn it as if that, okay, I will use it during the course of our career. So you will not learn it. For you to bounce back effectively, your learning shouldn't be that, okay, it's just for the exam. No. Because if you are learning for the word just for the fun, that it's just for the exam, no, it won't work. Learn it as if it is what? Learning as if that, tomorrow you are going to apply it. Learning that, tomorrow you are going to what? You are going to apply. So you are learning it not just for what now? You are learning it not just because of the word of the exam, because this is a very interesting profession, to be honest with you. So you will apply it one day. So if you learn it effectively during your Ican now, if you want to apply it in in practice, it will be very easy. Because, like, for example, now you have heard something of called ABC before, activities-based costing. And now your organization wants to implement activities-based costing. You have learned it in Ican. So you're able to now? You're able to contribute effectively. Because what is the principle of ABC? The ABC work based on two things. There are two things involved. What is the cost driver and what is the cost pool? So you, from your Ican now, you know that there's something called ABC. And it's based on these two dimensions. The dimension of cost pool, the dimension of cost driver. So maybe even in your exam now, the examiner did not test you on ABC. But during this academic journey now, or let me say, sorry, during this professional journey now, the way you learn it, it was like, okay, one day I'm going to come across what ABC in practice, and you're able to use it to help your organization. So that is just not a word to waste our time. I think this is the 4 point of mine that I feel that word, if you're able to apply it effectively, you should be able to bounce back. The first one is what is your mindset. Have it at the back of your mind that, oh, maybe during the last diet, well, you are not able to attempt the exam. Just like what my organic mentioned on Mr. Redon, like, oh, maybe due to some financial challenges, or maybe due to some family or maybe relative problem as well. So you are going in now. Your mind needs to be It needs to be afresh. Have the mindset that, oh, by 31st of December, or maybe during that Christmas, you'll be celebrating it. That is the mindset. The second one I make mention of is regarding your confidence. The confidence is what now you are going in and you are going to pass it. Even though maybe the preparation is not 100% . And to be honest with you, it's very rare for you to see a student say that, oh, I'm 100% prepared. No. There are still some things that you'll be like, okay, they should not test this one in the exam. And there are some that you'll be like, okay, maybe they should bring it. So despite that, look at 3 months ago, you continue to prepare. But the confidence is that, okay, you are still going to you still pass, even though it is it's 50%. That is my second point. And one of the points I also make mention of is please and please, I also want you to learn it, that you will use it. You will use it in the real life, so that if someone asks you in the future, you're able to defend. Because I've been at least I'm still very young, and I've been very opportunity to serve as some panel in interview. And there was a day, to be honest with you, we are recruiting we are recruiting accountants. And I was part of the team. And the question was, is a qualified, is an accountant too. And one of the principle of Ican is you don't discredit others. You don't discredit anybody. You don't say you are the best. So the question that I asked is, okay, I just asked this particular colleague that, oh, please just walk me through any accounting standard. I didn't specify. I was just like, okay, just walk me through any accounting standard. So meaning now that just pick any one of your choice. For example, now, if I say that, oh, can you tell me about impairment of asset now? No, I'm basically asking on IS 36 now, but I don't even want to do that. I just said, like, okay, just walk me through any accounting standard that you are convenient with. And the response that I'm receiving from this, I was like, okay, why? Because this is someone that you have passed through financial reporting. And if you have passed through your financial reporting now, then you should be able to just say one. And this is go back to my point in terms of I want you to learn it as if you are going to use it. So that if someone asks you, oh, please, at least you have passed through financial reporting, you have passed through FR. Let's say financial accounting, maybe some of us in foundation. That, oh, if this particular transaction occur, what is the double entry principle? Which account are you going to debit? Which one are you going to credit? So that is to prepare beyond the exam. And I will not be a Nigerian if I didn't make mention of this. Is you also need to pray as well. Okay, you also need to pray. Because if you're able to pass exam, one of my senior brother usually says this, and which I agree with. Is like anything that you have achieved today, don't only see it as if it's what is your power. Don't always accredit your success to your own power. You also need to You also need to fall back to God as well. You also need to pray for that retention of what you have learned. because it's a very long journey. Maybe very soon now, by July, I think maybe in 2 weeks' time now, you see IoT saying that, oh, we are starting November diet. And from November now, you take it down to what? To November. That's more than 3 months. So we also, well, to be honest, in every activities, we also need God as well. And please, so let's just as we are preparing, because it's only God that can crown your effort. You have the mindset, you have the word, the confidence, but please, you still need to pray as well. Because I have passed an exam before, whereby the pass mark is 80, and I scored 80. So I think that may be a little bit worse, but I'm being honest. That the pass mark is 80, and that was when I was writing my word. I was writing my CMA. So at least as an Ican, so they will give us exemption. So I think I only write one paper, which is that case study. So I scored 80, and my Ican, I scored 76 in case study. At least your mind is also here. He was my lecturer then too. So, so what am I trying to say now is you can imagine that the pass mark is 80, and you score 80. So meaning that if I have 79 now, I have to come back.
Narrow escape.
You know, so let me just leave it to that, and just to show you guys that okay, the pass mark is what I have. Some of my friends when we are doing Ican, is Hussein, he scored 15 in words in tax. I mean, that was the first time that I score. I scored exactly the pass mark. When someone would inform me in school, then I scored 50. I was like, maybe some of us that don't understand Yoruba, so it means that God saved. So me, I said that God saved one of my friends. So you can see now, when I was doing my own too, at least I scored 80. God also saved me as well. So please, just go with confidence, go with mindset, and I pray that God will be with you. And so let me just stop here while Mr. Watts, my senior colleague, will come in as well. So thank you, everyone, and we won't take your time as well.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. I'm sure we all have heard what Mr. Duasilianda said. Have the mindset, the right mindset, have confidence, and the one that's really special to me is where he talked about process map. There's a proverbial saying that says it's insanity for you to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and then expect a different result. And that's the main reason why we here at IoT organize this program, so you all can come and hear from experts, people who have walked through this journey, share their experiences. That way you get to know what exactly you did wrong in the previous diet, learn from those mistakes, and perform better in your next Ican exam. So thank you, sir. And we'll be moving on to our next session with our very own tutor, Mr. Olalekan Asodik. Mr. Asodik, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me as well?
Yes, sir. We can hear you now. Good morning. Welcome on board,
Okay.
sir.
Good morning, my sister. Thank you.
Mr.
Good morning,
Asodik
everyone.
will be sharing. Good morning, sir. So Mr. Asodik will be sharing.
Respect. Your match.
Okay.
Respect, sir.
Okay, so Mr. Asodik will be sharing his journey. His session is titled My Ican Journey from Struggle to Success. So, sir, I want to hear from you because I believe during your time.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
I receive very well. Is the guy at the top?
In fact, that time it was a real tough journey and a struggle as well. My boss, the CEO, Mr. Ridwan, what do you, sir? He has talked about most of all this struggle, and Mr. Ayoda as well has done justice. Also, I will just add some little points to what everyone has said. You just have to know that everybody in Nigeria, even as far as you are in the service of the earth, you are going through all struggling for surviving and also money in order to end the ends meet. I always tell people that once you are writing Ican, this Ican, you are all, let me call you sabi book. I always stop sabi book. Because if you don't sabi book, don't even come and start this journey as well at all. Because even just one particular topic can hold you. I'm not talking the entire course, I'm saying just one particular topic can hold you and discourage you from moving forward. Not even talk you are writing, professional level you are writing like 5, your skills level 6. If you are not exempted, you are writing 6. For foundation, you are writing, I think 5 or 4. So if you want to just start this journey, I will advise you that number one, like my brother have said, Mr. Yoda, just your mindset is very, very key. Don't underestimate yourself. In as much you start this journey, believe that if me, I can do it, and that is our company's name. It's not I can. You understand? I can. If I can qualify. Nothing is stopping you as well from qualifying as a general accountant. Do you understand? So I don't have much to say that. No, we all know what struggle is like. When you are trying to read something, you are trying to assist, you are not getting things right, you are not getting everything said. Fine. Like my boss has said, you just need to strategize. What do you need to do? Like he has said, if any little period that you have to your life, even if it's 5-10 minutes, make sure you utilize it. By you utilizing it and not getting yourself a bit what you are less concerned with, I can bet you this journey. Ican is not an example for the weight. Let me just ask this weight. If you are not strong, you cannot cope with it. Even if you are married, you are not married. In fact, I can tell you, those who are yet to marry, or who doesn't have any responsibility, they are the one even feeling more. Let's just be realistic. I've encountered a lot of scenarios like those who don't have any or any responsibility that just going to work, coming back home, they are the ones having the reference means that when you are feeling. And the people who have a lot of responsibility at home, family, workload, and the like. Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Mr. Sadiq. I scored 78. You just imagine that. How come? But you told me you are not reading. How come you scored 68, 78? That is just like, you understand? Persistent action really, really matters. That's my own point for you guys. Persistence persistence was action. Don't relent. Keep on taking that action. As a day, make it a routine. Keep on practicing it every day till you write your exam. And once you stop writing, you are good to go. And also, based on what my other said, Mr. Abdulwasi, he said, please, if you are in class, I too will also contribute to that. Don't have the mindset that you just want to write the exam alone. Let me share a scenario with you. Well, there was in 2019, yeah, I went for an interview as one audit firm then, and I was employed. Believe me, they gave us a test to write. Out of 6 or 7 of us, like 3 or 4 people are chartered accountants. Some are 8-year students, and also one person is just graduate. Now, I was chosen then. There are a lot of all these questions. And believe me, when it's come to theory, I ate it with passion. Anything theory, I ate it with passion. So I just have to like work on myself. Then when we were about to write all this there, I summarized the entire part. You can imagine what it takes me to summarize that part. I summarized it back then. That was 2019. I summarized my part. And thank God I passed all this second sitting, not even the first sitting, because I failed this. You can imagine, I wrote 5 papers once, I failed 4. So you don't have the mindset that all your tutors feel, or maybe like that. Most of us, even my Oga said, can testify that he himself, I'm very sorry, boss, the other. So I passed one. Imagine the case study. The course that I even hate most. That's why I always give those my Oga. Never mind. I don't have any passion for that case study because it's just the what summary of the entire courses you are doing in your professional life. So it doesn't. I don't even have passion for it. Imagine it was the first paper I passed. I failed 4. Second sitting, I needed to like what is happening? I need to go back, re-strategize. Then I started reading my theory ahead of the calculation questions. You understand? Calculation courses for this, followed by the CR then, now SBR. So I don't have issue with advanced taxation then. But believe me, thank God, that diet, but I had the highest score for that diet, even though SFM2 still jammed me. That means I still had the reference. Even though I love calculation, that means that we have different struggle and different words, experience, different testimony to give when it comes to this Ican. Some people, they are on with the theory, while some, this best subject you think you knows very well, it's something that will hold you for a series of diets before you will pass. So after my professional level, I sat 3 times before I qualified. So now, so I now went for that interview. They gave us all these questions. I told you. All the other questions I saw there, I just have to use brain, match everything together to just put something down. Funniest thing, when we now get to all these other interviews, don't forget, I'm the only person being called among the entire 7. When it's now come to this other interview, now come. Imagine, I'm not even listening because I don't believe I will even meet it or I was going to encounter it. You're not asking a lot of all these questions. Believe me, if I stopped myself in that interview, fortunately, I was employed, though, but my performance was very, very poor. So what I'm trying to say is that whatsoever we are passing across to, once you start the diet in class, believe me, your experts are telling you what is happening in practice, not just theory alone. Challenges in the field, our experience as well, even though we believe that most of us, we are all experienced chartered accountants and we all have different scenarios, but at least your experience too, they are all accommodated in classes whereby others will learn from your experience and you will now apply the principle that. So when you are struggling, it's not only because of Ican you are struggling, you are also struggling for the sake of this thing. When you now merge everything together, it will lead you to where you are now going, and that's your success point. And mind you, based on what I said earlier, success point has different journey. We can always write this Ican, but have the mindset. If 5 of you are sitting together, you can't qualify together as a side. Do you understand? I might be best or love one particular subject, doesn't mean that I'm still the best. You just have to, like my Mr. Yoda said, that you don't need, as a general accountant, you don't need to discredit or discredit other person. You understand? What you know and some other person to might help you as well. You will surely gain one thing or the other. As well, some people, if you are going for an interview, please make sure that everything you are being taught in class, put them in and think that way. I believe you all have the pause. Think, wow, thank God I joined IoT. Thank God for the session as well. Thank you very much for this.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure we are all learning and gaining reasonable points from all our speakers. Like Mr. Sadiq said, he wrote 5 papers And he failed a whole 4 and passed just 1. So you see, we didn't just bring any speaker. We brought speakers who have walked through the path. People who have felt the same pain that some of you here may feel because you failed 1 or 2 courses. So you all should sit tight and gain as much as you can from this session. Thank you so much, Mr. Sadiq. So we'll be moving on to our next speaker, my very own boss, my Oga at the top, our head of studies here at IoT Academy.
Yes, right.
No other person than Mr. Oriyomi Kasali. Please drum rolls for him. Welcome on board, sir. We're glad to have you.
It's
here.
like you actually, with all this, you actually want me to really disappear from the head. Good morning.
You can't, you're going nowhere.
My one and only good morning. Don't mind that, she's actually my boss. And all the speakers that you see them speaking are actually my boss that I'm actually learning from. If not because people actually give me it is mandated that I speak. When I see the likes of Inyada, Mr. Lalik, sincerely speaking, Mr. Sadiq Raja, sincerely speaking, I don't always like to come into the limelight because they are all my bosses and they come with wealth of experience. Nothing that I really want to say than just to be summarizing what they have said. I don't know why they have actually put me in the same row seat with them. However, good morning, everyone, and happy Father's Day in advance to all the great men out there. Thank you so much, everybody. So, Mr. Ayanda, I hope you're actually doing great. Yes, thank you so much. Happy Father's Day to the father of IoT, Mr. Ridwan Teslim Larry. God bless you, and God continue to uplift and grant all your desires. Thank you so much for the opportunity that are actually given to us to really explore. And thank you so much for the opportunity to impact more life. That is actually going a long way. My dear, I'm actually trying to share my screen. And in the next few minutes, my screen will actually be off. Okay. So to everyone that has actually joined today, thank you so much for joining. And I sincerely apologize for showing face a bit late. Yes, what's the task that is giving me today is how to really normalize setback in professional exam. And when it actually comes to speaking about failure, quitting, and just think that the world is just crashing as it is. My dear, that is really not the end of the road. Okay, if you really look at the theme that has been picked for today, you will see that it is actually normalizing the setback in professional exam. So let's do that. When we say normalizing setback, let me appreciate by first of all thanking the IoT Academy, my great coordinator, for the opportunity to actually share a few thoughts with each and every one of us today. And like I said, I am not actually saying a new thing. I'm just pouncing and summarizing what my other bosses has already said earlier. Yeah. When the coordinator actually informed me about this section that is actually for students who were unable to really sit for the last Ican diet examination, one word that immediately came to mind is what? Setback. You will see many people would have actually prepared. Yes, they will even pay for premium. They will attend the class 24/7. They will be the first person to attend class. They will be the last to leave. They will ask all the question on earth. Yet, when it's time for the exam, you just hear, they did not write the exam because the excuse will be like, have a gun, just shoot the person. Why? Let me begin by actually saying something that may actually sound unusual, that a setback is not always a sign that you are behind. It is just an evidence that you are still in the race. The challenges will always look like, I'm not doing anything. And the truth that nobody actually tells us is that every chartered accountant that you admire, you want to be like, you really want to be like Mr. Ridwan, you want to be like Yanda, you want to be like Asodik, you want to be like him, you want to be like all of them you really want to be like. You see your CFO in the office, you see your partner in the office, how I wish I'm also a chartered accountant. You see your tutor that are talking, how I wish I'm the one. I want you to know that there's a guy that did not go their way. Mr. Yanda has shared his opinion, the same way Mr. Asodik has also shared his own coin. Many don't just talk about it because reminiscing on it will just be like, it is then, not now. That is what we usually say. But has Ican exam changed? In fact, it is even more easier now than then. Let's open everything. It is more easier now than then. My bosses would have already informed you that there are times, what opportunity you have now, we do not really have it then. You will jump from one video to another. Eventually, everything will now turn to confusion overrule. You listen to Mr. A, you listen to Mr. B, you listen to this one too on YouTube, all because you want to learn what? ABC, activity-based costing. That will flog me like mad. That's why when it comes to activity-based costing, oh my goodness, leave everything. Let us explain how it works. And that is one thing about all your IoT tutors. They will tell you that there's no way that this thing has not shown them shege. You've heard a lot from them. Even at the realm of when they feel like quitting, when their school exam even clash with Ican, yet they will write the exam without, and you know, in school, what you are doing in Ican is quite different from what your lecturers are using for you in school. You will need to ungear the one you learned in Ican and regear the one that they are giving to you in school. Reason, the school is always like, as I've given it to you, that's how you must give it to me back. But was it really like that for Ican? You know, how is it that what you use in the school, you cannot use it for Ican? Now imagine someone now combining the two. I have many of your tutors that can actually confirm to you that it got started while in school, and I can confirm that to you. Example is Mr. Yanda, the second to the last speaker. So your case is never an exception. You are simply in the part of the story that nobody actually framed. And the only difference between who eventually succeed and who give up, my dear, it's not about the intelligence, it's not about the talent, it's not about the opportunity. It is about the setback. Suppose we are doing PM, I will call it your limiting factor. We call it a constraint. We call it a bottleneck. What is that? Is it time? Your time can never be right. Is it work? Your work can never be getting easier. It will be getting tough day in, day out. Today you complain, tomorrow you still complain. In fact, the time you have is now, because the opportunity that the office is giving to you now, tomorrow the work will double. When you achieve a target, they add to another target. Achieve one target, they add to another target. So what are we now saying? It is not just about the time, it's not just about the work, it is a mindset. And that is what is really playing the card. If your mind is big enough to really accommodate everything, there's nothing you cannot achieve. A setback is a data, it is never a verdict. And because you miss a diet is actually not a proof that accounting is not for you. If it's not for you, who will it be for? Me, I don't charter. All your tutors are chartered. Why do you really want to charter? And don't be chartered and let small picking, let him be leading you in your office. Organization now, as mentioned by the former speakers, organizations are not really looking for, if you like, be intelligent. Let me quickly digress a bit. I was working with Guarantee Trust Bank, and they advertised the role of CFO. So the audit firm that have advertised the role of CFO, I was already chartered. If you hear Ongbala Ramyo, the thing they hurt for my body. You know, I went for the interview. As we did the interview, you know, a banker, a chartered accountant, you are able to tutor. And the man were like, if we allow you to do textbook, you will produce 3 textbooks while we are sitting here. However, if you should put you in that position, after a month, they will jail you because there will be financial leakages. You think all those things that they are doing is actually the knowledge. Opportunity that you have now, many did not have it in the past. Where we even want to get a good tuitions that are going to inculcate their practical experience into teaching. Let me shout them to pass. It's what majority are really doing. But now it goes beyond that. At least if you're not writing necessarily, you're writing Ican, and you can see the level at which Ican are now coming. Ican has even gone beyond just giving you what is in your text. It is now practical. Look at it, just concluded diet. Often before, if you are doing SBR, you are doing CR, you are doing FR, what you'll be looking for is, let me share a C calculation. Now they've twisted everything. Before you do the calculation, you will discuss. And they ask you about the standard, you cannot even apply it, my dear. Why do you really want to be an accountant? And that is really what makes difference. In fact, I have to quit, what can I call it? My mid-paying job then. If I tell you what I eventually went to collect as salary, you will even laugh at me. Was it even a salary? 30,000, they go still come out tax, a chartered accountant. But the goal is really not the job itself. It is really to groom ourselves. You will only come across setback in every way. And that is why Ican test is not just for you to know, but for you to adapt at the skill that you will require to manage the time and handle some unfamiliar cases. If you're writing case study, you will agree with me that they're going to give you a real life scenarios. If you are doing PM, you see real life scenario, go to your CR, your SBR now. You will see it is a financial of an organization. The company at which they are bringing the case study, we can tell you. Some of the questions that you have in your pack, we can tell you where they derive it. If you want to open everything, call Mr. Yanda will show you where everything is coming from. And it will even show you the mapping. As Sadiq will let you know how you will dissect this thing and you will use knife to cut everything into pieces as if you turn it to a meat. However, running from a battle is never a solution. Confronting your fear is what solves a problem. Are you afraid to fail? Failure is also part of learning. If you are running, when will you now have that, what do we call it, to actually face it? Face your fear and conquer it all at once. It is not that you are not less capable. It is not that the sitting is changing. Yeah, there are some people that they have actually prepared, they do everything, but when it is time for the exam, a cogent reason, which is a risk, then occurs. I've had someone that actually wrote the whole 6 papers at state level and failed the whole 6. And he said, your mate, what will I do? I said, you are writing the whole 6 again. He said, won't I break it? I said, when you wanted to write it before, you are advised to break, but you think you can do the whole 6. And you wrote the 6 to pass. It means you can really do it. Do the whole 6. Lo and behold. She did the whole 6 and cleared everything. Came to professional, cleared the whole 5. Who born monkey where they eat banana? What do we need? You will reset the condition. In resetting the condition, you should not actually be broken. You are going to rebuild. What are you rebuilding? Your confidence. What are you rebuilding? Your strategy. What are you rebuilding? Your action plan. Because where there is no driver, we call it self-drive. Where there is nothing that is really pushing you within, how on earth do you really want to be motivated? You are waiting for me to come and motivate you, or you. No matter the amount of motivation that I give, if you do not have that self-drive, it is 0. But look at what is that thing that made me to actually miss a paper. I was speaking with someone, apology to tell you this. And I said, He said, "Your mate, I'm sorry I couldn't write this last diet." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because of my work." I said, "Then your office is going to sack you because they will leave you behind and your office will move on." He said, "Is it because I did not write the exam? That's why you are texting me?" I said, "No, I didn't." That office you are using as excuse is the same office that is going to bring someone, and they will say, because you could not do what we are expecting from you, then somebody is far, far better than you. So what is then the excuse? Who is cooking who? Who is fooling who? Everything has to do with what? Facing your fear. And if you look behind every qualification, every certified person you see, they will always tell you a story, just as mentioned by my speakers too. A failed attempt. They write, they failed. It's normal. Failure is part of Ican exam. Don't even let me mention. I pay for some paper, it clashes with my school exam. I cannot even write because it's second degree. And I look, this is a diet, this is a year. Which one? You to do your calculated risks. Will I miss a year for a diet? Ican is every 6 months, if not every 3 months. So Ican is twice in a year. School exam is once. If you do anything, it's extra year, it's carryover. So I will not really want to have a carryover. I paid for the exam, I could not go. There was a time I was writing CR. I entered the CR exam just to write this thing. My mission was go in, do the first 2 questions and go out. Then it was 30 marks and 20. She's been at 50 now. Okay. And I entered the exam. As I was doing the question 1, I get to the question 2. I just carry my head up. When I looked up, I just see that the time is already gone. And when you are late, it's unilag. When you are late, 5 minutes late to unilag exam, they will never allow you entry again. I just packed my paper, I just dropped it, and I left the exam up. Not that I did not even know it, but it's a calculated risk. And there were some that, yes, I enter, I do well, and I failed. Yes, I failed. I failed the paper. So failure is actually part of it. Let us examine the danger to the meaning that you always attach. We have 2 candidates that actually failed the same paper. We have the same result. Mr. Yeda has already talked more on this. Writing an exam, getting 49 instead of when we have 50. What everybody always say, they normally borrow my name. They will say Oriyomi. So what is Oriyomi? Oriyomi is 50 marks. Because if you score 49.99, Ican will not round up, they will round down. They will call it 49. It's what I witnessed. They will write 49. And I've been in that shoe too before. I scored 49, 49, 47, and 45. My first quiz level. I failed the 04. Got to the office, I turned to a laughing stock. But one thing that I was so proud of was I wrote Ican exam. My colleagues couldn't. That was my winning. The fact that I could go to the exam, I could write. Forget that I failed the paper. I failed everything hopefully. They call me name. You waste your money. You waste your money. You waste your energy. You waste your time. See, Ican is not meant for you. A lot of things. That's why I said, no matter the motivation they are giving, you need the self-drive. If you do not motivate yourself, people can actually derail someone and make someone think you're actually in the wrong track. Because they can talk person down. Candidate A said, I failed, therefore I'm a failure. Candidate B said, I failed this paper at this time. Now, what does it need from me? That is 2 candidates that I have. These are the things, and these are the mindsets that a successful candidate would build. The first one is, I failed, therefore I'm a failure. If I should mention a close friend's name of mine, Mr. Yenda will recognize him. So I will not mention the name. Oh, sorry, another person on the call too will also recognize him. So I will not mention the name. We were together working in the same office. This is actually a real life scenario. I failed my own 4 paper at skills level. They were laughing at me. The next diet, I motivated him, he enrolled too. I passed the 04. He passed he failed CSME. I think he passed PM. He failed CSME and failed FR. He wrote 3 out of 4. FR didn't actually pay him. What pained him is that CSME. For those that know CSME era, it was like, imagine a whole president in school. How will I face CSME? What is in CSME? Is it not risk? Is it not ethics? Is it not governance? Is it not this? In my seat, I was just laughing because I could not help. It was like, no, I cannot storm. I cannot this. I'm done with Ican. I will never do it again. Why would they say I face CSME? Oh, but what do you score? You scored 12. If you scored 49, we will say, okay, effort was pushed. But person that scored 12, tell me, even though they gave your paper to someone else, I don't want to know the confidence that will really make you score 12. So when people even want to call for their paper, the question I ask them is, what is the score? Oh, so at the end of the day, if they even push your 12, where are they pushing it to? If they push your 3, if they push your 2, where are they pushing it to? Are they pushing it to 71? It's not possible now. No matter who is marking it. And I said, see, Ican is like that. Be grateful that you even passed the almighty PM. So now, just sit on the remaining 3, do this, do this, do this. Say, no, God forbid, I will never write Ican again. I'm done with that. I can't be wasting my money. I said, it's not really a waste of money. Look at the benefits that are attached. Say, no, that is you. That is nonsense. See, I don't even want to see you with me again. And that was how he even created enmity between us. It's Ican that actually created that. Because he thought that Ican are for some specialized people, especially for him failing CSME. Attended tutorial, attend everything is not the yardstick. After everything that your tutor has given to you, what is that extra effort you are also giving to yourself? And how are you really motivating yourself? So the 2 candidates, what happens when we read that setback as an identity? No, this thing is not meant for me. How can I even fail it? Then what does it do? It stops practicing. It's like, I don't even want Ican again. I'm done with this. And then they avoid the result. This is really not meant for me. I don't care what comes. I'm not going to do Ican again. And before you know, it quietly disappeared. Finally, to date, it disappeared from Ican. Mr. Asodik was telling us that it's even more favorable to those that haven't married than those that are married. However, it is 2 sides of a coin. Person will never marry. When you get friend, they give her gish. Mental health is not really affecting the person. Though. And if it is a girl too, and the boyfriend just do one nanetical attitude, it affects his mental health too. That's why I always beg them that if you are writing the exam, please beg your boyfriend, beg your girlfriend, beg your husband, beg your wife. Say, make them please give you that time. Sincerely speaking. They are meant to be cherished. Explain what you are doing and let them support you. And by the time, if you are actually still single and you're writing Ican, I will say that you have more opportunity as mentioned by Mr. Sadiq. And if you're married, it's more advantageous too. When you are single, if you are not so determined, by the time you marry, your expenses bracket has expanded. Then you will start selecting your risk. What happens to the candidate B? Don't let us digress. I failed the paper. But what do I need to do? I look at what did I did wrong? And what did I supposed to have done differently? When I failed PM as PM instructor, person when they teach person PM, come fail PM. That wasn't my pain point. My pain point was I read the question before going to the exam hall. A night before that day, the morning before going to the exam hall, the first 3 questions that was given to me, I saw it and I solved them. And I'm getting to the exam. Sincerely speaking, I did not even remember what ABC is again. Activity-based costing. That's why that topic I can never forgive it. And when I saw that, the ABC that I read, when I read it, when I did it, when I learned it, it was just opposing. If you understand about, you know, when you are just doing 1 million, that's what I did, just to learn the techniques so that I can pass. When I came back from the exam, I shall do the way I tried to remember how I practiced it, how I did this thing. But eventually, I failed the paper. After I failed it, the first thing I did was, that ABC, you are in trouble. When I now see that I understood ABC to the point that I don't want to know what anybody wants to ask me. I've even forgotten the question in Ican. I formulate my question by myself and I treat it. If I cannot do that for ABC, why can't I do it for other topics? That was the attitude to the setback. Examine yourself, adjust, and repractice. That's what was done. I practiced it to the point that I said, if they burn Ican well, make them bring ABC come again and bring any topic in PM. If I should fail PM again, I will change my surname. The confidence was even there. Because how could the person teaching PM fail the PM? You know, as a lecturer, apology to all my lecturers in the building. As a lecturer, especially when you have 2 or more people that are taking a course, when you see that you are not much adept at one, you want to shift it to your other tutor. You know, as they do now, right? So then I normally shift it. So the thing that come to me, go, what do you do? And when we were doing it in school, that school one always sweet. That I can, wasn't. Then I returned to the next diet more sharper. This time, not as a novice. I was the one telling Ican, bring your question, I'm ready. What makes the difference? It is not the Ican that separates these 2 candidates, but their attitude to the failure, which I call the interpretation, is what separated them. Ask yourself, what attitude are you going to be imbibing for this setback? Go back to the drawing board. Look at what made you not to even write the diet. Look at what made you to even want to quit. Look at what makes you to not even want to even write. My Blossom friend is really on this call. It has passed 4 to 5 diets that has been saying, you might I'm writing, you might I will write, you might I will write, and it's not writing. Sorry, I use that as example. Immediately after the diet, now say, you might I want to be serious now. How will I go about it? I just laughed that I don't have your time yet. I'll come back to you. Because I first want to lambast him. Yes. You will keep joining tutorial, you pay for tuition, you pay for everything just to write. Is it phobia? You call it or xenophobia? You know, xenophobia is for South Africa. What's the cause? I don't want to know. You have a drive for you to even enrolling for tuition. You have a drive for you to even pay for the Ican. Then what now happens along the way? I want you to be asking yourself that question, everyone. Someone said that the end actually justified the means. Starting is not as important as actually what finishing. Let us note that reset is really not the same as a refocus. We actually need the 2. That's why if we really look at the team, we said reset and refocus. They are not the same, but we really need the two. Reset is actually your relationship with your past. What is that thing that is hindering me? Refocus is your relationship with your future. How will I re-strategize? First, if your phone is actually occupied with some junks, and you go there, you see clear cache. First of all, go and clear your emotional cache. Everybody have cache. Go and clear your emotional cache. If you have to grieve, please grieve. But heal from your grief. Heal from your grief. And healing is you actually closing the gap between what you want and what is already affecting it. So stop litigating on the exam that you have already wrote. No matter what has happened in the past, past is past. Forget about that. Your focus should be, what am I doing differently? What kind of energy am I going to actually put forth this time? And the energy has to do with creating an action plan. Starting early at times helps a lot. And block your calendar. If it is 2 hours you can have for yourself, out of 24 hours, your company are taking 9-10 hours. Let's say 10 hours. Because if you leave your home by 7 o'clock, you get to your office by 8 o'clock, you work 8 to 5 or 8 to 6. Your time starts from when you are leaving home, because if not for office, we'll still be at home. So let's say that office is taking a minimum of 10 hours. If office is taking your 10 hours out of 24 hours, why can't you give yourself 2 hours? Why not start now? Why do you want to wait until exam remain 1 month? Why do you want to wait until exam remain 1 week? Why do you want to wait until IoT starts the diet? IoT is already running. People have started registering. Lecture has started. Because we have the, what do we call it, video lecture that has been given to those people. What are you now waiting for? Why don't you start from the past video, waiting for the live to commence, so that you can really stay ahead of the class? So that in case, if you might come to class and want to tell you that consolidated financial position is to IAS2, you can say, oh, Ben, you come back. IS2 is inventory, it's not for consolidated. Consolidated, as I check, is just our IFRS 10. It's because you are ahead. You will be able to ask questions. When the tutor is explaining, you will be focused. Because what you want to get is, you really want to cross-examine what you've learned with what the lecturer is saying. By so doing, you are improving your knowledge, you are improving your understanding, you are improving your technical competency. So Refocus actually turns a closed chapter into a written plan. If you are writing 6 papers, we have 5 days in a week, Monday to Friday. I'm not taking Saturday there. If it is 1 hour to 2 hours, it's fine in a day. If you close from office by 5 o'clock, dedicate 2 hours for yourself. Why are you rushing up? If you spend 2 hours on the road, 1 hour on the road, plug in your earpiece, turn on your phones, be looking at be watching your lecture video, be jotting. When you are driving, be playing it and be listening to it without you watching. You have a lot of advantage with IoT Academy that you can actually tap, and not even waiting until the time minute. Because by the time you are waiting until I can actually start, then it would actually be a rush hour. The time you're supposed to even use to have planned yourself, you will now be doing just opposing. Trying to catch up with this, office to come, catch up, this to catch up. But this time that you have, that nobody is pressuring you, pressurize yourself. Reset without refocus is just a feeling that is better without actually standing still. So refocus without reset is studying with a wound that we just keeps reopening. Part of the healing is that old wound may reopen. However, healing is setting your mindset to that your goal. What are the comeback strategies? 1, don't despair yourself. Just examine yourself. Look at what exactly is my setback. Once you identify challenges, the next thing, like I said, is create your action plan. Action plan has to do with build your calendar. Then start studying now. Start now. When are you waiting for? You are waiting for tomorrow. Your tomorrow is today now. Start now. Starting now will give you the opportunity to grab a lot of things. By the time Ican shall be releasing their result, this is 20th. Let's say by first week of July, Mr. Yanda will be able to actually confirm that, and all my top bosses. Me, I'm just a student like you. Before that time, start practicing. So that by the time all this society knows, congratulations, I qualify, congratulations, I'm this, congratulations, I move on. You have already even covered, if not 30%, 15% of your study. While you are doing open day, everything, you've covered 25. That 25 is enough to make you pass. And another mistake that we always make is having multiple resources. Your tutors, as I was looking at them, that they look like somebody that they are this, you know, if you meet them on the road, be them. What they are putting into a question for you are what they know that is a likely examinable questions. Go and check all their materials. Go and check. And their lecture note is what they've already simplified. Everything shall be given to you immediately you register through the link. And as a result, you're having it, so you already have your study material. Why are you finding your mic on YouTube when your mic is already at your disposal? Then, when you are practicing, you master the question that your tutor are actually telling you and not just the topic. One of the mistakes that people always say is, if you give them a question in the class, they now say, excuse me, Mr. Yanda, please, that question, under which topic can we find it? So you want Mr. Sadiq to tell you that the topic is this. It's not helping you. Because I cannot tell you that I'm setting this question under here. Use your brain to phantom where the question is coming from, not the topic. The question is not about the topic. It is about how you solve it. And your examiner are going to give you, your tutors are going to give you that. That is why most times students don't pay attention to what their tutor says. Your tutor are teaching you and you are still checking the solution in the Pathfinder. Distraction at the highest order. So if your tutor says 2, Pathfinder say 3, you now say, no, sir, how do you get it 2? You now explain it, you say, no, sir, it's supposed to be 3, because the Pathfinder is telling you that there's a distance without you actually authenticating the solution in the Pathfinder. They tell you too much of everything. No? At times it's disease. Then use your community. I can already have a study group. You will see people telling you, saying that, you don't have a WhatsApp, what do you call it? Study group. Add me. Are you shocked that they're adding you? Where you are, you have a tutor. Aside from your tutor, they still put some technical people in that group. Ask your question. Haven't you observed that at times when you ask questions, it's not even your tutor that will respond? But some of your students, because they have come across that, or they have asked the question from the tutor and the tutor has provided them that answer. So use your community. Another thing we usually do is you said a question to me, and I will not even see it until 1 year. Yes, that's what I always advise. Use the community. Then protect the person and not just the plan. So in your journey of refocusing, it has to be with do not burn yourself out. Don't overwork yourself. When you are feeling hungry, please eat. When your eyes are blinking, sleep. Let me borrow the word of one of my boss, Mr. Blafis. We say that eat well, sleep well, and dine well. That matters a lot. You really need to take a nap where required. Above all, my dear, like I said always, that everything, like I said earlier, rather, that everything is just a mindset. We never write off a company for one bad quarter. So one diet is just a period. It is not the end. May diet has gone. November is coming. Do you still want to repeat what you did for me in November? The answer should be no now. Okay. So the next diet is not just a chance for you to really prove that you are good enough. Already we know you are, but it is the next entry ledger that's still to be written by you. So reset what is actually behind you and refocus what is really ahead of you. Thank you so much, everybody. I shall be drawing my curtain here today. It is actually a great opportunity for me to be here with you. Thank you, and have a nice day.
You see why I call him my boss? He came with his slide, very prepared for today. Thank you so much, sir, for that insightful session. And I'm sure many of us here have questions. So if you have a question, kindly raise your hand. But then I will begin with the first question in this comment session. I believe someone dropped a question. Mr. Kindly check from your end if you can see it. I can't see it on my end, but there's a question from, I think, Dixon.
Okay, let me check. Thank you so much. Okay, from Dixon, please, I wanted to ask if I can still give exemption to new graduate students to start in professional level instead of skills for university with mutual agreement, MCAT. Dixon, yes. Okay, boss has replied. Yes, they do for MCAT. If your school actually have MCAT, is under MCAT, which is mutual agreement with Ican, they will give you exemption for both foundation and skill level, and you start from professional level. Okay, yes, that is still on. I can still give.
Okay,
that has been answered.
Okay, I don't know, does anyone have a question? Kindly raise your hand so we can attend to you if you have a question. Raise your hand, raise your hand. Okay, it seems for now there is none. Okay. Who is that? Please raise your hand. Okay, Hafiz, yes, please go ahead.
Good morning, IoT. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, my name is Hafiz. You're a student from, I think, since like 2022 or thereabout. I have a complaint. You see, we are working class, and most of the times we don't have time, like you said. That's why you even organize this session, researching and refocusing. So my issue is that I paid for premium lectures. Sometimes I join, sometimes I skip like 2-3 weeks due to my schedule. At the end of the day, I will end up not writing the exam. So I have the videos, I have the recorded videos. For me to have access to that video before the next diet, sometimes I observe that IoT will just lock it. Once the new sessions started, they will just log the previous videos you paid for. So that's why I'm having problem with you people. I don't know whether it's your strategy or marketing strategy that you made it that way. That is my issue.
Okay, sir. I would sincerely like to apologize for that. But however,
Okay, sorry, my coordinator. Please, can I provide a response to that?
Yes, sir, you can.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Afis. So that is actually noted. Let us reiterate that the payment for a particular diet ends with that diet. For example, if you actually pay for May 2026 diet now, once May 2026 diet ends, that is the end of the payment. It's also like Ican. I pay for Ican exam for May, and I did not write the exam. I cannot tell Ican to give me back the money. That is gone. If I want to receipt for another one, I will need to pay for it. So every subscription ends at the end of the diet. So it's not a marketing strategy. Yes, that is just that's how it works.
But not only me, many of us maybe may assume that once you paid for the video lectures, they have become your distinct. You will have access to them until when you need to rejoin again.
No, we would not know who is writing and who is not writing. Once we actually pay for a diet like that, then it is for that diet. If there's any reason that we will not be writing the diet, it is essential that we communicate it earlier enough to any of our admin. So if that is being communicated to that, not on the exam day, I will not be receiving a message that I'm not writing this diet. I already know what has gone wrong. But if a week to the exam, 2 weeks to the exam that I say that, there's no possibility that I'll be writing the exam, given a reason, I trust my academy. There's never been, we've had a series of cases like that. And we've had the cases whereby people will pay for a diet, they will write the exam, and we still come back to tell you that they did not write. That's how we have the policy. So we operate the same thing that our body also operates, Ican. So that's that, sir. Thanks so much.
That's very important. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay, so any other question? Okay, yes, Mr. Lucky.
Yeah, good morning or good afternoon, team. Thank you very much for this insightful session. My question is almost similar to the last question. If you registered but you did not take any of the lectures like last time, but I paid, but something happened, I couldn't attend any of the lectures, what will I do? Is it forfeited also? Thank you.
Yes, sir, Mr. Lucky, except you actually communicate with any of the admin before the end of the diet. Okay, and as it still stands now, if you still chat us, we will still give some discount too. However, the rule actually apply before the exam. If you receive the information earlier enough before the exam, there's always some consideration we usually give.
Okay, thank you very much. That's clear. God bless you, sir.
Amen,
Thank you.
sir, you too.
Okay, please keep the questions coming. If you have a question, kindly raise your hand. Our tutors are on ground to attend to you. Any question? Any question?
Mr. Said Adeogun, you are raising your hand.
Okay, this person with the name Me. You can unmute your mic and go ahead.
Okay, standing on the greetings. Mr. Oriomi doesn't like greetings. So I want to know if the previous diet results, if they are out. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something.
No,
And
you are not
when
missing anything.
IoT is resuming next time.
Thank you so much for that beautiful question. One, you are not missing anything. ICANN are yet to release the result. Once it is released, it will be communicated across all our platforms, new and old. However, IoT has resumed registration. We've commenced enrollment. Live classes shall commence in July. Obviously, second week or first week of July. We shall communicate that across. Let's say second week of July. We shall commence our live classes. However, registration, enrollment, and every onboarding is going on currently. So you can start registering. Don't wait until the last day. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think we have someone else. Ican Priska. Sorry if I didn't pronounce your surname correctly. Priska, you can go ahead with your question.
Good morning, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We've greeted. Let's go on.
Yeah. Okay. So I wrote the November diet 2025 with you guys, and thank God I passed the 3 courses I wrote. So I wrote 1 course, this diet, although it's not, I didn't register lectures with you guys because of the pricing and stuff. I registered for a classes, I registered for a classes with the other one, but I didn't write it at the end of the day. So, but I wrote it this last diet. So I think that's what I wanted to ask. In cases where we are not able to attend a particular class, maybe because of work and stuff, we cannot pile up the whole courses. If we want to drop and maybe take it the next diet, how can we help? How can you advise us to help to push the class to the next diet, if possible?
Yes. Yes, it is the same thing. Let's assume that I register for 5 paper now. And for going, that is before the 3rd week of the lecture. You inform us that I would like to actually drop 2. Then we can actually shift that to next diet. And not up until the lecture has actually gotten to 5 week or 7 week. Because lecturers are being paid by the participants we have in class. If after 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th week, they are now communicating to me that I won't be able to continue with, let's say, case study, because I want to focus on AAA and SFM. After 5, 7 weeks, the money is already gone because I will need to pay my lecturers. I've already allotted and allocated that for them. So it is still about the communication. Let us communicate that earlier enough. Usually before the end of 3rd week, the live classes is commencing. If you inform us early enough, we will shift it. We will hold on to that. We will shift that to the next diet for you as you suggested. So it's doable. Thanks so much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. So another question. So when is the result coming out? Is it next week or the week after?
Oh my God! If I tell you next week, it means that I'm part of the ICANN examiner. So let's just be looking at the 1st week or the 2nd week of July. However, it will be communicated across all platforms. Okay. For now,
Okay.
ICANN are yet to officially release when the ICANN result will be coming out. Once that is done, we will inform everyone. Thanks so much.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, moving on to the next person, Mr. James Obu. Hello, Mr. James, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hello? Can I be heard?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can hear you.
Sir.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I don't know. I want to ask. Yes, thank you. I don't know. What are the registration criteria? That is the amount to be paid, the process, and the other thing.
Okay. Just message please message us on WhatsApp via 070-4457-6011. Check the chat box. The phone number to call is actually there. We will give you all the information for the registration as well as the pricing.
Okay. So another question is, I joined the training a bit late. I don't know, maybe you guys might have talked about it or discussed about it. For those of us who are trying to write for the first time, what are the course combination and how to go about it?
Okay. For the course combination, IoT Academy are going to be having our open day before we start our live classes. So there we are going to be discussing the best course combination by also by sharing a screen to do all the mapping. So that is where we usually discuss, it is our open day that we usually discuss the course combination. It is in that section that the expert will advise you appropriately and you'll be well pleased with their decision.
Okay, thank you. I'll be fine.
You're welcome. Thank you, sir.
Don't forget to reach out to our support team via the number in the chat box.
Please check the number in the chat box.
Okay, Ms. Priska, do you have another question?
Yes, I have another question. From the reply he gave me about the Ican result, let's look at first week of July. You know, your prices are going up from the 1st of July. So, because I was looking at if the result comes out like next week, I'll be able to pay before that 1st of July because of the price increment.
Okay.
And, you know,
so
I have one paper that I wrote. Yeah, I have a paper that I wrote is there. So I'm waiting for the result to see what will be, and then I'll move to professional level. If I move to professional and if result comes out July, that increment.
No, don't worry. So, the admin team are going to look into that and we are going to advise. There's always some consideration, like I said earlier, to stuff like this. There's always been a case whereby we say that, okay, our listing ends first week of July. But if you see that the result is actually released at a later date, we can extend it a bit. However, the management shall look at that and we advise via all our platform.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, any other question? Me, I think this question has already been answered.
Yes, I've also replied it.
Okay. So any other question? Raise your hands, ask your questions. Now that you can see our tutors, use this opportunity very well and ask them all the questions you have in your mind. Mr. Hafiz, do you have any question? Okay, I don't think so. Okay, so in the absence of none, okay, Mr. Hafiz, do you have a question?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, so in the absence of none, I think we've come to the end of today's program. But before we leave, I'd like to remind you all of all what our tutors shared today, especially the IoT platform. We have our mobile app as well as the web app. I would like to, for those who have registered, please make good use of the app. Before classes commence, this is the opportunity for you to start going through the courses. And our mobile app even makes it easier because while in the bus on your way to work, you have the opportunity to quickly plug in your AirPod or your earpiece and listen to most of these lectures or watch them during your lunch break, you can take 30 minutes, 45 minutes to quickly go through previously recorded sessions from our previous diets while you wait for classes for this session to commence. Also, for those who are registered, we also have our peer-to-peer group, which helps accountability. You get to pair up with your colleagues and fix times for your own personal study. This also helps and will make things easier where you get to like ask questions from your colleagues and share your concerns. So our tutors have said everything that we need to know, and we hope you all have jotted things down. We'll also be sharing the link to this session in the guidance and counseling group, so you can take out time to watch it again, just in case you missed out on any important part of today's program. So with that, we've come to the end of today's program. Thank you all for joining, and do have a nice day. But before we go, the tutors, I think, would like to hear get a final word. Mr. Yanda, I can see you're still here. So any final word for our students before we call it a day?
Okay, thank you everyone, and thank you for joining as well. So I'm sorry. So my final word would just be just go with confidence and be prayerful as well. So that's it.
Confidence and go with your prayers as well. Mr. Asadik, I don't know if you're still here. I think he was here a while ago. I don't know if he has logged out. Okay, okay, so our head of studies, any final words from you, sir?
Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. Just before we go, I would like to remind us that a delay is actually not a deny, and a setback is not a verdict. While a missed diet is not the end of your professional journey. I want you to know that you are still very much capable, you are still growing, you are still becoming. The next Ican diet is not simply another examination, it is actually an opportunity. So please stand up mentally, reset your mind, refocus your energy, renew your commitment, and prepare with confidence for the next phase of your journey. Please note that the story is not over. In many ways, it's just beginning. So thank you, and I wish every one of you success in your next attempts. Thanks so much.
Thank you, sir. And lastly, from the CEO and founder of Ican Online Tutors, Mr. Ridwan Idolayeni. Sir, final words from you before we call it a day. Okay, I doubt he's available now. Okay, so on behalf of Ican Online Tutors, I'd like to say thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to celebrating your success in the next diet. Stay focused, stay committed, and keep believing in yourself. Do have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Mr. Yanda, I'm still waiting. No.
Drop off, sir.